My friends, welcome to Talk Casual as I'm broadcasting live here in the Fly Casual headquarters here in the Outer Rim. It's just me today, guys. I thought I'd just do it by myself and give my thoughts on what's happened in the last 24 hours through AMG and what they've released. If you've been living under a debris cloud or a dust field, that's okay. We'll go through the actual announcement they did yesterday on their Twitter and their Facebook page. So when I woke up yesterday, I saw this pop up onto my feed. It says, as we move into 2022 and beyond, we're excited to continue support of Star Wars Armada, prioritizing reprints of existing products throughout organized play initiatives. However, we currently do not have any new Armada products in development. We'll provide additional information as it becomes available. To see that was probably a kick to the guts to a lot of Armada players. It's left a lot of people very angry, very upset. But what does this mean? What is this post all about? For me, let's start off with the actual post itself. It's very open-ended. It's not like it's not finishing, but it's not going at the same time. They kind of left themselves in an open state where they can kind of go, we're finishing up or we're going to continue on. It's kind of a wait out and see. So, you know, let's go through the whole bit of history, what's been happening behind in the background. Of course, you know, Asmodee decided to give all their Star Wars miniatures to AMG from FFG. There was a mass change of structures and companies. A lot of layoffs, unfortunately, from what's happened because of that. So a lot of Armada, X Wing, Legion devs had left the company and weren't able to transition to Atomic Mass Games, maybe due to reasons of location, because FFG was located in Minnesota. I think it is 100% Minnesota. You correct me, Yanks, on the chat there. And then AMG is located in Seattle. I think it was. I think so. It's a fair hike for the new people to join there. So, of course, with the dropping of that, you saw the big wigs of Armada and Legion devs drop off, like Alex Davey and Luke Eddy. I understand that Luke Eddy was part of AMG and he was mostly a Legion developer himself. So, but he was part of AMG, so you thought there might be some kind of future there, but they had to drop him again. We're not sure if he was made redundant or he wasn't fired. We're not 100% certain on what the outcome was there. If you're being made redundant, then I've been made redundant twice for my work career, and it's not because they don't want to pay you or there's a falling out. It's just that they're going for a different direction, or they just don't have the money to pay to continue on with the job. And that's probably what's really happened here. What I think it's really happened here with Star Wars Armada. You know, out of the whole 3 franchises that are still running at the moment, we are the odd child. We are the red-headed stepsister out of Legion and X Wing. Look, will it happen? Like I've seen posts. Will it happen to X Wing and Legion? Maybe it will. Maybe they don't have the devs that they need right now, and they're probably going to just, you know, release that the Kashyyyk expansions, I think everyone's calling now, and then be quiet. X-Wing they've been talking about the Razor Crest for a while for X-Wing, so they might do that and they might go quiet there. Again, this is my opinion, and I'm talking about Armada here, but you know, let's just, you know, for me, it's what people are saying this to, because there is no, hey Luke, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining. For me, it's basically, you just don't know what's happening in the background. And for me, they don't have the Armada, X-Wing or Legion devs that they used to have. And I think it's going to take some time to build that up. So they released this yesterday, and let's go through the reasons of why this appeared yesterday. And these are my thoughts of what's happened. You know, people can draw to their own conclusions. I could be totally wrong, But this is I've gone through this within the 24 hours and gone through the whole detail of what it means to me. I could be wrong, but this is what I think what's happening, and it's just little things that kind of I've got little dot points here that kind of gives you a bit of a positive. I'm going to put a most positive spin on this as I can for you guys, and that's what we want to do today. Keep it a positive experience. So for my reasons why reasons not dead, the actual post itself, why is this posted yesterday? Well, the big reason is, and the main reason I believe is because of the mini extravaganza coming up next month. So what's going to happen is they're going to post a schedule shortly with what's been paneled, what's going to show up, what's going to be announced. AMG is mostly, the Marvel stuff, Prices Protocol stuff. So they're going to show lots of that. They might show the new Legion stuff. They might talk about X Wing stuff. So when I presume this schedule will be coming out very shortly. So when people see this actual schedule and see no new Armada content, people are going to ask the question and going to actually bombard AMG on why isn't this happening, or where is the schedule, what's happening there. So for me, it was kind of like, let's let's force shock the blow, stunt the blow to Armada players and get the word out that, hey guys, mini extravaganza is not going to be about new Armada content. This is just to soften the blow on the Armada players. So that's what I see this announcement is about, just to let you know, hey guys, this is what's going to happen. Don't expect anything from a mini extravaganza. Look, again, I could be wrong. It could be something. I hope they do what they do in mini extravaganza. They have an Armada panel. I presume they'll have their paint panels for Armada itself, and they will do painting. But I hope that the bigwigs from AMG get on board and actually discuss what's happening, what are their thoughts, what are their plans for Armada itself, and give an explanation. As it says at the bottom, we'll provide additional information as it comes available. So I think they're just preparing themselves to give that information, hopefully at mini extravaganza, and hopefully point out a kind of a path for Armada players to say, hey guys, this isn't the end of us. We're just taking a bit of a hiatus. We're going to take a bit of retuning. We want to give out the best product for you guys and not be a rush product, because we all know how good Armada is a game and how well and balanced the rules are right now. Some things can be changed, and of course, again, I'll add to that to my reasons of why Armada is in a good place and in a strong place itself. So basically that's one of my reasons. This is, I think, is one of the main reasons this came out yesterday, explaining why they've put this position, and because of mini extravaganza coming up, just to soften the blow for Armada players. And then let's go on to the actual comments themselves of the actual of the post itself. So they AMG have basically said they're prioritizing reprints of existing products. That is a big plus for new players, and you ask yourself, if I'm a new player, do I want to start playing this game? Are they going to actually do expansions further on? I'd say yes, because if they're prioritizing, that's one of the big problems with Armada at the moment, is actually getting the old stuff, actually getting some expansions to actually, some ships like the Architons themselves would be, expensive to buy, and rare ships that are expensive to buy on eBay, and it's just from ridiculous prices that you're seeing themselves. So for this is a really good plus for Armada players. To the restock of old stock is a good thing. It is a positive thing, and it'll help out new players as well. Totally. So I see that as a positive for everyone. It's keeping the prices down, and also helping out those new players getting new stuff, instead of waiting for players to sell their old stock if they're leaving the game. Lilax says, I would seem really foolish to move all the Star Wars miniatures over and cancel them all. I think you're right. Armada's just too big of a price for entry versus Legion X. Yeah, you are all right. It is a high price point for Armada, for entry point to Armada, and of course it is a high price point for them to print out models for Armada compared to X Wing and Legion. So that's probably the one, again, with the problems that we're having, last couple of years with I'm not going to talk about we all know what the problems have been happening at the moment. They're probably trying to cut back on certain costs, and Armada's just too much of a price for them to continue on right now. But they're not cancelling there. So I think it's just, they've just gone, let's just hold the books for a sec. Let's get ourselves in the right position. Let's make sure people are playing the game, and then we'll continue on. So yeah, again, as I was saying before, prioritizing reprints. Well, there you go. They're still going to print out stuff. It's just going to be the old stuff. It's going to help out new and existing players get those ships that they're missing to continue on the game. The next point of the post is organized play. Supporting organized play is probably the biggest one for me myself. I've kind of stopped collecting Armada stuff. Well, I'm still collecting Clone Wars stuff. I actually bought into the Separatists as well, because I've got Republic as well, because I thought, why not? I love the game so much, I thought I'd collect it. I'm not going to collect Rebel trash. That's for other people to collect, but hey. But OP is a big part for me. I love OP. OP is just getting that loot and being with your friends and playing with your mates, being in a room together, playing a game that you love. And for me, OP, just bringing out OP kits and supporting OP is a big plus for me. So take example, Imperial Assault and Rune Wars. Those games were finished by FFG, and basically they stopped organized play and for Rune Wars and IA. So and of course reprints or anything like that. AMG is continuing reprints and continuing OP, so that is a massive plus for all players to continue on playing the game. I would definitely love to see some new kits from AMG. Even they talk about organized play initiatives. It doesn't have to be kits. It can be different styles of gameplay, and that's what AMG do best with Marvel Prices Protocol. They do different alternative play for tournaments or community play. So that'll be interesting to see. Hopefully, again, their platform to show off at Mini Extravaganza to say, hey guys, this is what we've got in store for organized play. And on top of that, the first Mini Extravaganza, they were touting an actual alt card for Intensify Firepower. So I would like to see that card being shown at Mini Extravaganza. So hopefully we'll get that card being shown at Mini Extravaganza and say, hey guys, here it is. We'll be sending it out very shortly. So yeah, so hopefully we'll get that happening there. So we'll hopefully see that card happening there. One of the other big actual thoughts that, again, Armada is not dying is the appointment of Karnak to rules judge. Why would you appoint someone to an actual role in AMG? I know he's a contractor, he's not working for AMG, but he's still there working with AMG with the rules and creating up the forum, the rules forum. Why would you kill off a game if you hire someone a month before just to continue the rules and to govern the rules there? So what I've been hearing from online posts of him, he's not allowed to say a lot about what's happening at AMG. He doesn't have that information. I understand that, but he's very positive on what is happening in the background. So if he says that, I'll take that, and I'll take it as a positive thing. So let's just hope. As I said, why would you hire? Why would you make this rules forum if you're going to cut off a game within a month after creating? Because yeah, it was mid last month, they decided to create the rules forum and put Karnak into this position of making these rules. So for me, it's just Yes, it's a point of the contract. It's seen to be promoting the game, but I feel that it's still a good, it's a plus side for Armada at the moment, and I don't think it's, you know, don't be negative about it. Continue supporting the game. That's what I'm going to go on to that. So for me, you know, you just need to give it some time, you know, with what's happened, you know, in the last couple of years in the world right now. You got to give it some time. They don't have actual Armada devs for the game, and I just feel like that they just need to put the brakes. Well, as I said, not put the brakes, but let us know. At least they're communicating us and not waiting until mini extravaganza until we see the schedule and say, well, where's the Armada stuff? What's happening to the Armada stuff? That'd be more of an FFG move where they kind of go, yeah, we'll get to Armada. We'll, you know, something big is coming. Let's just go with that. Something big is coming. So for me, I feel that it's still in a good, healthy state. Armada, don't drop your ships. Don't sell them off. Don't call the negatives and the just continue on. So for me, I'm going to want to say, what can you do as a player to continue the Armada? How can you be positive in a time that AMG has dropped this? Well, for me, it's just continue playing the game, spread the news that you're still playing, show support, go to tournaments, go to events, support, and take pictures, videos, upload them on YouTube, post them to Asmodee, post them to AMG and say, hey guys, we're still loving this game. We still love this game. We're playing this game. We want to show you how much we love this game. Get out there and continue playing. The one thing you can't do right now is to be negative and throw your toys on a selling site. Just have the heart and continue playing on. Continue supporting your local community. Support the event organizers. Support the people that love the game, enjoy the game. Go out there and help out your community. For me, another positive again for new players as well. At least right now with new players, they can get the old stuff, and there's an actual learning gap, like an cap right now for new players. So there'll be no new ships for another year or something like that. Fantastic. I've got a whole year to learn each and every single ship and component and rule right now. That's one positive as well too that I forgot to put in there. There is a cap on learning, so those experienced players won't be learning anything new, but the newer players will come in and hopefully catch up within that year. So me, I feel like this is a perfect time for new players to show up at tournaments, to get involved with communities, get involved with games, take pictures, show videos, do what you can, and post it on your Twitter, Facebook, whatever you can, to show AMG and Asmodee that we still love this game, and you will. And I'll throw back to an example later on, because that's what if you've actually seen the title snippet for this, I've got an example of what we can do to continue on. So Clint is saying, no Armada devs, the community is committed to the game. Will AMG support development of the game from the community? I got new victory cards. Haha. Yeah, that's it, Clint. That's one of my ideas, basically. We can all continue developing our own game. We can make homebrew stuff, not to an extent where it will change the whole community, but, you know, something to keep it alive and positive. So alternative play styles is my idea. You don't have to be the 400 style point game. You can play Sector Fleet. Sector Fleet is awesome. We've had, you know, 1800 point games and 1200 point game, 1200 point games, and yeah, it's Sector Fleet rules. You feel like it's a true Armada game, and it is absolutely fun. If you haven't got to do a Sector Fleet game, I highly suggest it, especially if you've got an SSD. You can finally bring out the Executor to the bigger point variant to the SSD. It is an absolute treat to play, and to see people looking at saying 33 hull yeah, and 6 hull shields at the front. Very nice and very nice. Lovely ship to play. I highly recommend if you haven't played a Sector Fleet game, do it now. Show it. Post your videos. Post your pictures. Just get the discussion happening about Armada. That's all I got to say about that. People, just get that happening. It's the only way we can show Asmodee in general. I'd say Asmodee in general, to show that this game ain't dying, it ain't going nowhere. Let's bring it out. Let's show them what we can do. The other thing is support content creators as well. So a lot of people will create their own homebrews. They'll only create their Armada cards. They'll create their videos, their content online. Support them, view them, tell them how they're doing a great job. I just saw a video from Brace for Impact guys, with the Wolf of Wall Street. Perfect. I loved it. That was absolutely, I had a smile on my face after the big downer that was happening yesterday. Yesterday, was a bit of a down day, especially for us in Victoria here as well. We're all in lockdown for the 6th time. We're staying at home, and we can't really go anywhere and play Armada. So we are streaming Armada from a TTS. I really wanted to do this last night and talk about it last night, but of course the guys had a game, and I thought it'd be better to stream a game of Armada than talk about what's happened today, and here we are talking about today. So, let's keep content for Armada happening, and again, showing AMG and Asmodee that we're not going to go away, we're not going to be quiet, we're going to show and continue on our production, our content for the game. So support the guys for Brace Impact, Downsize It, Iron Radio, Krabak, whoever you feel that gives you the best content, go for it. There's so many of those guys out there giving you some really good content. Angry Ewok, for starters, it just came out with a really good squadron video just a couple of hours ago. So definitely, guys, support content that comes through us, that we're not really doing it for money or anything like that. I get my little 2 cents from each, from my my ad or something like that, but I do it for the love for the game. So definitely support content, support the community, get behind what we can. This is what we can do. Just get behind the game and continue on playing. Showing that you can build some hope for newer players, and get new players involved, and tell them, guys, this is the perfect time to get it, because there'll be reprints. There is as I said, that cap on what new stuff will happen. So definitely get new players, do what you can do, and the community will thank you for it. So after that, what can AMG do if they really want to continue Armada, but not, focus on too much on development or actual printing costs for Armada? So again, some possible ideas is, for starters, Clone Wars campaign box. Simple as that. Armada has, Rebellion in the Rim, Corellian Conflict. How about a Clone Wars one? You get your campaign, and plus, of course, you can put cards, upgrade cards, squadron cards, whatever you want to put, new objectives, new cards, even just an actual new card pack for, like X Wing has done, like for Hot Shots and Aces, is a good idea for AMG, just to continue the costs down. New cards, new commanders, new objectives is the best idea you can come up with. Clint, our Minister of Fun from the Outer Rim, has created a new Victory variant, so the Kuat variant of the Victory. So again, cardboard to replace existing models. I'm borrowing some ideas from some people here, because this is what I've heard is the best idea if you want to keep costs down, and you can continue on. You can continue on the game without, spending a lot of money on actual models themselves. So again, going to the Victory fix, there's an idea for you, AMG. You can fix the Victory and make a new Victory card pack with cardboard, commanders, the works, and just don't worry about the mini. We've got tons of minis. I've got like 4 victories that I've got, and it would be a good idea just to have a look at that, just to get some idea, some concept. And there's some great people online that you can use, and the community to use some ideas to get some thought on what we can do. So yeah, so I understand. So Canadian Bears, I understand that they might not have any more ships in development at the moment. I'm just surprised they couldn't do a Clone Wars campaign in the meantime. Look, yeah, I understand, but they also, to make cards as well, they need developers. They just can't throw nilly-willy rules cards in right now, because you don't want to make something broken or you think that is good but might break the game. So they'll need some kind of expertise for Armada. Right now they have little to none expertise with Armada, so I think that they just need that time, that little bit of time, to get someone that might know the game. They might get someone from the community themselves and actually help them out with that. At least with campaign boxes and card packs, there isn't that turnaround for the model being printed and developed. Just look at the SSD for starters, because the SSD was delayed because of model issues. That's why there was a big delay on model issues. Let's just throw out the model and deal with card printing. And card printing, you know, takes what? Doesn't take a lot compared to a model. It might take maybe 6 months to do, but at least it will, instead of 2 years for the SSD, at least you'll have something in the pipes. So for me, it's just, you know, let's just keep the positive happening. AMG can just say, hey guys, we're going to look into a Clone Wars campaign box. Give us some time. We will do something to help you out. So for me, that's what I see with the game itself. So you guys, if you have any comments as well, definitely have them. Yes, the balance of the game is what one of the greatest things of Armada at the moment. It's not X-Wing where you kind of, you know, you do all these handshake moves, you throw your dice and you do this perfect roll, and then someone throws defense dice and goes, well, I've blocked that. So it's a great strategy game. We all love it, and we want to see, you know, continuation of the game itself. So let's see some comments from you guys. So it's Clint saying one would have expected, if Star Wars product was wanted, then plans and paths would have been made for Armada. Yeah, again, Clint, I go to the point where I feel, remember, there's 3 games that AMG inherited from FFG, not because they wanted to, because as Madej said, they're getting it. So when they got it, they got this dump of Clone Wars Armada stuff. They got the squadron packs from X Wing, and then the Kashyyyk release from Legion. So they had some kind of, okay, we've got some time to do it, to do stuff. We've got some time to develop. We've still got FFG products that we can drop under the AMG logo. So I think they've just been caught a little bit underfoot because of what's been happening around the world, and they've gone to the game they know they can kind of go, right, which one of these 3 is going to have the less impact on the community base? And sadly, it was Armada. They saw, and of course, it's been the story of Armada, from since the start, since even the massing of Solace and the Wave 2 drop, being delayed, and then the SSE delayed. We are the ones that bear brunt of delays and long release times. So they've kind of, and X-Wing, I have a laugh when X-Wing just goes, well, where's our stuff? We've been waiting for like 6 months. We haven't got any stuff. And like, you know nothing, Jon Snow, about release weights. So for us, we're kind of used to it. We're kind of like, we can take it. So Legion and X-Wing still have that big base following compared to Armada. Don't saying that we don't have the following that X-Wing and Legion has. Yeah, okay, we might not have it, but we do have a strong following. And for us, it is a strong, for everyone who does play Armada and who sees the benefit and values of Armada, they think it's a much stronger game than X-Wing will ever be. But again, for a lot of us, it is, for that newer player, it is that price point, that pinch point to get into the game, and then that steep learning curve to get into the game, because it does take some time to get into Armada, getting the rules, getting it right, getting the movement placements, the double arcing, squadrons. It goes on and on and on compared to X-Wing. X-Wing's, 30 minutes, let's play. Armada, it's just a very steep dive, and compared to X-Wing, Legion, I'm not 100%, guys. If you play Legion, is the learning curve a bit steeper for Legion or easier than Armada? But they know, pricing wise, X-Wing is, well, smaller ships, smaller bases. That's easy to print off and do. Legion, well, we don't need to paint them. We don't even have to put them together. We just staple them off. See you later. So that's how I see those two games will continue on. Will they continue on with AMG not having those Legion and X-Wing devs? I can't say. I'm here for Armada today, and let's just hope it isn't the way that I'm thinking. But for me, I just see that Armada was kind of like, well, let's just put it on the back burner at the moment. Let's prioritize reprints and organized play and continue on that way. That's how I see it myself. We can all be angry, we can all be upset. Absolutely. I was waking up to this news was not the greatest of news. And for me, the negative downside of posting this is to go to a player who's actually wants to get into the game and says, well, what's the point of getting into the game now, that knowing that there is nothing left? So hopefully, as I said, in the mini extravaganza, they will answer our questions of what they're trying to do. Because for me, yeah, it's basically that kind of anger post or rush kind of saying, right, I'm selling out. I'm going to leave it behind. And then newer players going, well, again, what's the point? That's the anger coming out in the first couple of hours of this post and what you saw online, and saying, oh, this is another IA, this is another room wars, here we go again. So for me, yeah, it's for me. As I said, I needed I needed a day to figure out what I wanted to say here. I wanted to keep it positive. I wanted to keep it hopeful for newer players to get, if you are a new player, get into the game. Perfect time to get into it. As I said, Clone Wars. Look, Clone Wars needed a bit, it needed more stuff. I thought, if they were going to do this, they needed a third wave second wave, if you want to count the core set as wave 0. They needed another wave of Clone Wars. I know it sucks to be Clone Wars players at the moment, not having just one wave and the core set. But again, with reprints, it's a perfect time to get the Rebel Imperials in there. At least you don't have to buy the core set itself, unless, you don't actually have to buy the core set, because you got your victories and you got your nebs and all that. There's tons of nebs and victories and corvettes lying around. So perfect time to buy Rebel and Imperial stuff when these core sets come out. So, Canadian Bear, I think it's Fingo from Galactic. So it's funny because in the long run, Armada is cheaper for players than the other two games, depending on competitive you want to be. Yeah, absolutely. Because with X-Wing, it's kind of pay to win. Everyone's really kind of point. And then on top of that, Armada's really not... It is a competitive game, Armada, but I feel like it's more of a casual game than competitive compared to X-Wing. It can be both at the same time. So yeah, it's been a shock for all of us here. As I said, I wanted to collect my thoughts and give my ideas and thoughts. And as I said, guys, it is up to you what you want to do with this information. I see it as a positive and will continue. What we're going to do on the channel here, we're going to continue Armada content. We're going to stream Armada content. We're going to continue Armada tournaments. We're going to continue Armada talks, discussions, theory crafting. I will definitely continue on. There is no stopping from me. I definitely have some ideas It has slowed down for me because of what's been happening around the world. I've been busy myself. I've actually been trying to get new work, and I've actually got new jobs, so I'm trying to get into that at the moment. So for me, it's been a little busy, but hopefully we'll have new content. TTS as well. We have some new TTS tournaments coming up, and I'll definitely be streaming those there, guys. So content from us will not stop. That's a guarantee. You have the Mars holes guaranteed for that one. The Minister of Salt's guarantee on that one. So for us, Ian's not around a lot, but Ian still loves the game, and he'll be here talking about it sooner rather than later. He did play his first Armada tournament and win the full thing. So yeah, Lyax, I don't agree X-Wing's pay to win just because you buy something. Just mean you can use it well. Yeah, what I mean by pay to win is the cards. Not because what you fly. It's basically if you want, say, a card out of a certain pack, you got to pay to win. So it's some like 1.0, a lot of mechanics that were in X-Wing were, well, I've got to buy this to continue on with my to make my ships better. So I'll give you an example. The Star Viper expansion pack for X-Wing had auto thrusters. I played TIE Interceptors. I had to buy the Star Viper to continue playing my TIE Interceptors. I didn't play Star Vipers. I played them once or twice here or there, but that's Ian's realm, Ian's Guru's realm. So to make my interceptors work for what's been that power creep that continued happening, I had to buy a Star Viper to put auto thrusters. Okay, I'm not into the 2.0 lingo, but I know certain things say in certain card packs. Like, okay, I'll give you an example for 2.0, thermal shields, thermal detonators. It's in V-Wings. If you want to play bombs, you got to buy V-Wings. That's what I mean by that. At least at Armada, we've got the card pack. Before, yeah, okay, if you wanted TRCs, you need to buy the Mach-30s. But at least with Armada, we had the organised play kits, and we got TRCs, we got APTs, we got all those cards that were coming in the Mach-30s in OP kits. So there was some saving grace for Armada players. Lucky for me, I never got a Mach-30 because I borrowed TRCs or I borrowed APTs off Ian or something like that. Always good to have a friend that has the opposite what you play. But FFG did save us by getting the organised play kits with those alt cards. So that was the saving grace for Armada players there. X-Wing players don't really have... Yep, Thermal's also in Fuji's and Collaborators pack. Yeah, true. So you had to get that to say, imagine if you had just TIE bombers, either get the V-Wings or Fuji's and Collaborators pack. I'm an Imperial player. So that's my take on that. So that's what I mean by play to win. It's not about how good you are playing. It's like if you want to get a card, you need to buy a pack. That's what I mean, pay to win. That's what a lot of people mean by play to win. Look, there's always going to be that kind of it's a game. It's a product. It's a sales. They need to make money. So yeah. You shouldn't have to buy it. Yes, I get it. You don't need to buy it, but it is a company. They need to make money. They need to produce products. So this is how we get into it. So for me, that's really what X-Wing was about. It's about the whole play to win. There's all the play to win mentality. You can take it, don't need to take it. That's fine. It's what a lot of people do complain about X-Wing. So, well, Armada, yeah, Armada does work that way. But as I gave my references to TRC and APTs, organized play helped out there, and a lot of cards aren't really. This is my point of view. Okay, so you don't have to take it. Armada is not. This list will win everything. There is nothing. There are some cards that a perfect like ECMs. There's, you know, leading shots in the old in the old Armada format that it was just an auto include, you know, TRC auto include into Corvettes. There was just some cards that were just auto include. It doesn't mean, you know, it doesn't mean they are auto include now. Look at thermal shields. Look at you know, just not leading shots being put up. There's still value in different cards, and for me, Armada, you can take. For me, this is what I think of Armada and always felt of Armada. You can take whatever list that you want to fly, and if you practice it and you perfect it and you know how to fly it to a T, you can win the day. That's how I feel. With X-Wing, you can't do that. That's what I feel. That's what I feel about X-Wing. That's what I feel about Armada. You know, I've been told so many times that when I was playing my Overload Pulse Avenger list that it just doesn't work. You know, I flew that to a T and I won things. So I won regionals with it. So I took it to Worlds and I did okay with it. So for me, it was something I enjoyed. It's something I liked playing. Look at the Interdictor for starters. How many people, when that came out, how many people said that was a absolute, it's not even worth the points, but to me, I love the ship. I love that ship when it came out. And for me, I played with it and tinkered with it. New cards came out, of course, and helped it out, of course. But for me, it was always a good ship. So for me, it's not just, it's not, that's how I feel about Armada. Doesn't it having one list rule more getting boring though? No, it doesn't. It doesn't get boring. Well, for X-Wing players, it's that competitive list. With Armada, you can kind of go, okay, you can play around and do stuff. With X-Wing, it's kind of, well, if I want to play something janky, I'm not going to do well. So that's that thing. Again, it's up to players. It's up to players what they want to do. I'm not, you know, that's my 2 cents. I understand where you're coming from. Like it is that kind of view of that's how X-Wing has been viewed from a lot of people. Armadas, again, there are people who play that one list and enjoy it. There's some players who continue changing the lists, and sometimes it is better for the player to learn different lists to learn what the mechanics are. But for Armada, especially for Armada, if you want to get good, you kind of continue playing that same list and keep evolving that list. Because if you change a lot, then you'll kind of step back from what you're learning from there. So that's my 2 cents, guys. That's what I think. So for Armada, as I said, you can play whatever you like. You can do well. You know, your objectives will help you out as best you can. And just build from the commander and from ships that you have. So for, you know, I feel like that I'm going to continue on with this kind of talk sometime sooner or later on how you build a list. And I definitely want to actually do a how to play Interdictor video on how I play it, how to build it, how to use it properly. Because I feel like that is a kind of the ship that's kind of not been dealt a harsh hand. So let's finish off, guys. You know, let's be positive. Let's continue support on the community. Continue posting your pictures of tournaments, of events. Keep those events happening, guys. You know, keep, you know, support the guys that make third-party acrylics and so forth, like Admiral Tate's shop, Armada shop. You know, if you want to create an actual tournament, you know, I'm sure he's more than happy to set up a pack for you and you know, a kit of some sort. And also our friends at Recon Tokens as well. They do Armada tokens. So if you need Armada tokens as well, you know, so if you can always find some third-party accessories there to make a kit, to make a tournament, to make something fun and exciting for your community. I'll continue printing off my Armada cards. You know, I'll continue pranking my Armada cards, and hopefully I'll have some further announcements on some new stuff that I will be creating. Or that, yeah, look, we all would, again, I would hate Armada to die, but I feel that I actually saw a comment from Ed from the South Australian Armada community. Armada won't die. Armada will continue playing throughout the players. And that's what you need to remember. You need to... the game won't die if you continue playing it. That's simple as that. That's all I give you guys. As long as you have love for the game, you have support for the game around from your community, you can't kill what's already dead, basically. Like, you know, Game of Thrones reference, you know. I think it is, isn't it? Yeah. So, so continue the game. Just support the game when in your community through TTS. Support the internet creators. That's the best advice I can give for you guys, what you guys can do as an individual to show AMG, to show Asmodee this game can continue on. Just continue the fight and continue playing the game. Let's leave off with a really good positive here, guys. As I said, how can we draw some kind of context to what's happening right now? How can we, you know, what can we relate to what's happening to us right now, to what's happened before? And of course, take the example of Armada Clone Wars, the animated series. You know, that's a series that was finished off by Lucasfilm, sorry, or from Lucas himself when they sold off to Disney. The massive campaign by fans of Star Wars Clone Wars, you know, the petitions, the hashtags on Twitter to save Clone Wars, to, you know, to bring it back off, to finish off what they've started, is what a major drive that you can kind of focus on. Take example for Armada Clone Wars. It's barely started, and that's, you know, as I said, we've only got one wave, or two waves if you count the core as a wave. You can give strength from that and say, hey, let's finish off Armada Clone Wars. Let's continue on. Let's bring out new ships, because there are ships that need to be brought into Clone Wars factions and for players of Clone Wars. So, you know, when you do post those videos of those pictures, just add that, you know, save Clone Wars. Think of that, save Armada. Think of the animated series Clone Wars, and hopefully one day, when we see the positives that we continue on with the game that we love, dear, and hold, we can see one day that we can post this picture one day and say we have saved Clone Wars. You know, that's one thing I remember from watching the teaser trailer when Clone Wars was coming back. The hashtag Clone Wars saved. So hopefully one day we can post this when AMG continues the product, and we can say hashtag Clone Wars saved. You know, let's just hope. Let's keep positive, guys. Continue the fight. Continue your battles between friends and foes on the tabletop, and continue rolling those dice. That's what I give to you, and give some strength there for you guys to continue on the fight. All right, guys, I think that's it for today. I've almost rambled for an hour there. As I said before, for me, we'll continue on the fight. We'll continue on posting Armada content. X Wing content, of course, we'll continue fighting. I still like playing X Wing. I love my TIE Defender Vader, but of course, I play more casually as compared to previous times. You know, let's continue. Let's go on. Let's show AMG and Asmodee what we can do as a community who stands strong, united, and show them what we can do if we put our heads together and our minds together and our hearts together. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope this has been some kind of a positive light on view on what's happened the last 24 hours. As I said, comment below. Give us your thoughts. Give us your ideas on how we can continue on as a community to continue this great game. All right, guys, that's it from today. As I said, we'll continue on with further coverage. And remember, like, subscribe, follow us on the socials, and fly casual.